Mega Mike the Movie Man, and today I got a mega movie planned. Today, I'm back with another Mega Movie News Roundup episode for you all. This is a segment on the channel where I cover important mega movie news stories to come out this week, and I have 5 stories to get through with you all today, saving the most important story for the very end, and that's the rumors of the Incredible Hulk in Deadpool 3. Yes, I will cover that story towards the end, so make sure you watch throughout the entire video. Also, if I forget any movie news story that you would like me to cover in a future episode here, make sure you email me at megamikethemovieman@gmail.com. It's completely free. Just let me know your name and the movie news story you would like to have featured. But without further ado, let's get started. Now to get into our first movie news topic, and we got Godzilla vs. Kong 2 filming later this year in Australia, and this news is brought to us by Screen Rant. So I was pretty hyped to read about this news. I'm excited for a Godzilla vs. Kong 2. I enjoyed the first one so much, just with those big action sequences. It was like a giant wrestling match showdown between those two Titan characters, and I thought it was a lot of fun during those action moments. Now, was the movie perfect? No. Were the human characters kind of forgettable? Did the story kind of seem all over the place? Was there some major plot holes? Yeah, of course. But it's kind of a movie where you just turn your brain off, just sit back with a big box of popcorn, and just enjoy the action on screen. Because that's the funnest part of that movie. So I really did enjoy that movie. I had a great time with it. And it is a movie that was really rewatchable. I even picked up the 4K Steelbook, which was awesome. I did a full review on that as well and unboxing. So I'll definitely leave that link in the description below if you want to check out my review of Godzilla vs. Kong. I definitely recommend that. But yeah, that movie was just a lot of fun. And now to hear that we got a Godzilla vs. Kong 2, that's exciting news. I want to see these Titans back on screen together. Now, are they going to actually be versing each other again? Well, they already kind of did that in the last movie, and by the end, it kind of seemed like they were buddies of some sort, like they had some respect towards each other. So would they go again with them versing, and then they have to team up towards the end and fight a bigger Titan? That's a possibility, but that'd be like the same formula, and I don't know if I want to see that exact same thing again. But what if they were already buddies at the beginning, so it's kind of like a buddy cop kaiju monster movie, right? So you have those two working together, and they're trying to carry out some mission of sorts, whether it is to take on a bunch of titans, like an evil league of titans they have to go against. That could be a lot of fun. Or maybe there's just a bigger threat out there. Maybe it's like alien kaiju monster that's threatening the earth, and so then you need Kong and Godzilla to team up to defeat that bigger threat. You know what? That could be a lot of fun as well. I'm really hoping that they do once again, have those great action moments in this movie. Maybe improve the story a little bit. Let's get some more background information. Let's connect more to the other characters. Let's make the story make a little bit more sense, but you keep those action elements. I think this movie could be a lot of fun. I'm definitely excited to hear this news because I didn't think we were going to get another Godzilla vs. Kong 2. I'm sure we would have seen Godzilla again and Kong again or other kaiju monsters in some way or sort, but I guess this movie just did so well that they want to keep that name going in with a sequel. And it makes sense. Godzilla vs. Kong did really good under the circumstances of coming out during the pandemic. It actually did pretty good at the box office. It got close to 500 million globally. And so it got a lot of people going back to the movie theater. So that was definitely a triumph in itself. And so why not do a sequel to this movie? You're going to get more people probably out to this sequel, people that enjoyed the first. I think it's just going to be more word of mouth. More people are going to go to this sequel. It's great that this movie is going to be making jobs for people, especially in Australia. That's fantastic. So I think this movie news is a win-win for everybody that just enjoys movies. And I can see this movie being a lot of fun. So I'm excited for it. But let me know in the comments below, are you excited for Godzilla vs. Kong 2? And what would be some of your story ideas for this movie? Let's have that movie discussion down below. Now to get into our second movie news topic, and this is kind of a sad topic that we have to have now. So apparently we get this information brought to us by Rolling Stone that first Rachel Zegler was not invited to the Oscars. She did not have a seat at the Oscar. What? Rachel Zegler, the lead actress, the lead star of West Side Story, which West Side Story is a nominee for a Best Picture winner, right? She was not invited to the Oscars. She didn't have a seat. What? This makes no sense. She should have been one of the first people on the list to get invited to the Oscars. I mean, she's the lead star of that movie. Why? Why wouldn't you have her? Now, at first, we may think, okay, maybe this is just an oversight. It happens. Mistakes can be made. Maybe her name was just overlooked, right? But, what do we do about this? But apparently, she reached out to them and she was still denied. She still did not get her seat for the Oscars. Like, what? Okay, I understand mistakes happen, but then when somebody brings up information like, hey, you know what, you kind of forgot to invite me here. I'm the lead actress of this important movie, and you still get denied? This is outrageous. I mean, how could you not have Rachel Zegler there? She is becoming a very popular name in Hollywood. Besides being the star of West Side Story, she's now filming for Snow White. And that could have been a way to get more people to tune in to the Oscars, right? Get more of a younger audience excited about the Oscars. She would have been one of the most important people to have there. But the first be skipped over, not get invited, first of all. But then when reaching out to still be denied a invitation, that is just ridiculous. I mean, it just makes you question, like, what is the Academy doing? What is going on with these Oscars? It seems like every other month there's an issue with the Oscars. Something has gone wrong or something has been overlooked. It's just really odd. Okay, so we're looking at that story. Then we get some more information on who the presenters of the Oscars are going to be, right? The presenter list. And this information I got here from Collider. And so we start to look at some names, and some names you're like, okay, yeah, of course, you got to have those names. Those are great choices, right? Jennifer Garner, awesome choice to have there. But then you see some names and you're like, wait, what? Like Tony Hawk. Now, all respect to Tony Hawk, amazing skateboarding legend. But once again, we're celebrating the films, right? We're celebrating the movies at the Oscars. Why wouldn't Rachel Zegler get a seat, first of all, and then not be invited as a presenter, right? But we get a Tony Hawk there. So that's the disconnect there. That's like where I'm like, okay, yeah, Tony Hawk, he's awesome, but over important movie stars, to me, that's not making sense, right? Right? It's a completely different industry. Right now, if we were talking about the sporting industry, right, then okay, right, we'll have Tony Hawk there. But for the movies, right, it just didn't seem like the best choice. And then you look at other names, right? You got Shaun White, another skateboarder, also was very popular in snowboarding. Once again, another sports star. You're like, wait a minute. Why is he presenting at the Oscars? But once again, we're leaving out movie talent. Okay, once again, not making sense. And then you see like a DJ Khaled, right? He has awesome music, right? He'd be great at a music industry show, right? Grammys, okay, that can make sense. But the Oscars, the movies, right? Celebrating the best in film for this year, right? So to have those choices, and once again, all respect due to those people, they're great in their field, amazing talents, but for other people to be skipped over, like a Rachel Zegler, right? Why wasn't Rachel Zegler automatically then plugged in right away as a presenter, right? Okay, your seat got taken up. Okay, we made the mistake. Let's automatically, you're going to be on our list of presenters because we know how important you are to the film industry, right? Or, somebody else has to give up their seat, right, for you to be there, right? And, there's a lot of seats there. I mean, of course, not unlimited, right? So definitely choices have to be made. But Rachel Zegler should have definitely automatically been there. It's just So this was some sad news here, but we did get a little glimmer of hope and some course correction, because then just recently, just very recently, we did get news that yes, Rachel Zegler will be a presenter at the Oscars, or at least she's getting invited to present. I don't know if it's official that she accepted it, right? I mean, imagine that. What if she denied it and was like, no, I don't want the invite anymore? Could you imagine, right? What message that would send? But okay, so now looks like there's a little bit of a course correction that she will now be a presenter. So thank goodness. But just to go through this whole ordeal over all of this, it's just like thinking, Oscars, what are you doing? Academy, what are you doing here? We want to get people excited about the Oscars. We want to get more people to tune in, and you're making these mistakes. And you know, they only, of course, then said, okay, yeah, she can present now, because the online community, channels like this one were saying, oh, yeah, this is outrageous. What are you thinking, Academy? Oh, okay, so now that people have made a big uproar about it, now they've done the course correction, which is better than nothing. So I'm glad it finally got fixed. That's why channels like us do exist, to help with that community. But I mean, just to have to go through all these steps and just, you know, all this whole process here, that just, it shouldn't have happened in the first place. And when mistakes happen, it should have been fixed a lot quicker. But let me know what you think of this Rachel Zegler news in the comments below. Are you happy now that she finally does get to be invited as a presenter? Were you outraged like me when you found out, hey, she didn't even get invited to the Oscars and then she was denied at first? Like, wow. I mean, let me know how you feel about that in the comments below. So our third movie news topic is brought to us by MovieWeb, and we have the director from Morbius saying there's definitely a Spider-Man in the Morbius universe. Okay, well, this is awesome. And we kind of already got a little tease of this in the trailer, where it showed the Spider-Man artwork in the background on a wall, and then it had graffitied on it, murderer, right? So we knew there was a Spider-Man in the universe of some sort, but we didn't know just how tangible it was. But I mean, this just gives us more concrete info here that's saying, yeah, no, there is definitely a Spider-Man in this Morbius universe, which to me is like, okay, so the Sony universe, the Sony Spider-Verse, we have a Spider-Man in it. Now we get to speculate. Now, here's the fun part. Now, who's the Spider-Man? Is it a Spider-Man we already know? Is it going to be a Tom Holland, a Tobey Maguire, or an Andrew Garfield? Or is it a completely new Spider-Man? And are they actually going to have the Spider-Man character appear in the Morbius movie and these other Sonyverse movies? Now, imagine that. How awesome would that be? But we haven't seen anything in the trailer. We haven't heard like any leaked information on that there is a Spider-Man or anything like that. So I really don't think there's going to be a live action Spider-Man here that does really show up in the movie as a true on character. But maybe, I've mentioned this before, what if they did a post-credit scene at the end of Morbius with a Spider-Man character? To me, that would just work out perfectly. I personally would like to see a Andrew Garfield. I think he fits with the tone of the Morbius, Sony Spider-Verse. So I would go Andrew Garfield, but of course you could have Tom Holland, right? Why not have Tom Holland now in these Sonyverse movies? Or would, the deal with Marvel, would that prevent that in any way? Possibly. What if they brought back Tobey Maguire? Okay. Or what if they had a completely new Spider-Man that is just the Spider-Man for these Sonyverse movies? Are we actually going to see a Spider-Man go against these villains? Or is it just going to be kind of talked about in the background? Maybe we'll get some more images. You'll hear people on the street talking about Spider-Man, right? But you won't actually see a Spider-Man. Now, I hope eventually we do see a Spider-Man, because all the Spider-Man we can get is definitely awesome. So that'd be great to see some kind of Spider-Man. But to have this confirmation here that the director is saying, yeah, there is a Spider-Man in this Morbius universe. Now, once again, it's not saying, oh, there's going to be a Spider-Man showing up in this movie. No, no, no. Not saying that. It's just saying that, okay, there's a Spider-Man that does exist. So, that's a cool idea they can kind of play around with. Maybe after having these introductions to these villains, right? You got Morbius, we've already had, Vulture, we know Michael Keaton showing up in Morbius, right? Then we'll have a Craven the Hunter. Maybe they're going for a Sinister Six of some sort, right? Remember, we did not get a Sinister Six in No Way Home. There's only 5 villains, if I remember my count correctly. But what if we did eventually, after the introduction to each of these villains, right? And Venom could be one of them as well. We get a Sinister Six, and then they bring a Spider-Man in, right? To fight the Sinister Six. That would be a different approach, right? That'd be something different that Marvel hasn't done, that DC hasn't done. Hey, you know what? We don't introduce the hero first. We introduce the villain team up, right? All the villains separately. Then, once we get them all together, now we're going to introduce our Spider-Man. That's going to be where the big reveal happens. You know what? I would totally respect Sony doing that because it would be a different approach, something different. They're not going to be copying Marvel. They're not going to be copying DC. They're doing their own Spider Sony verse, and I would like to see that unfold. But definitely let me know in the comments below. Are you excited to now know for sure that Spider-Man does exist in this Morbius universe? And how would you go about bringing in an actual Spider-Man? Would you place him in a certain movie? Would you wait a while? I mean, what would be your story ideas? Let me know that in the comments below. Now to get into our fourth news story, and this is brought to us by MovieWeb again, and we actually have Fast and Furious 10 adding some more talent, and we have Daniela McCoy. Apologize if I said that name wrong, but she was one of the stars in the Suicide Squad movie Ratcatcher 2. She is being added to Fast and Furious 10. And this is awesome news because I thought she did a really good job in the Suicide Squad. I thought she brought a lot of heart to that movie, and so she was great in that movie. And now we have her in Fast and Furious 10. So it's always a good idea to add more talent to a movie. Remember, we already got Jason Momoa that was confirmed for Fast and Furious 10, right? Jason Momoa probably going to be the villain. But who else now is going to be a villain? Well, could it be Daniela, the Ratcatcher 2, right? Could she, now the character she's going to be in this movie, be another villain being paired up with Jason Momoa? Well, that's a possibility. Or is she going to be on the hero side, joining, Vin Diesel's family, right? She's going to be part of the family side. Well, who knows? I kind of would prefer if she went with the villain side, and maybe you got her teamed up with Jason Momoa, and so that could be kind of a fun villain combo there. I'd like to see them both as villains, actually. I think that'd be really entertaining because we kind of saw how she was a little bit more heroic in the Suicide Squad, but now to see her kind of like full on villain in a Fast Furious 10 movie, right? That could be something a little bit different. But you know what? Does this news get me more excited for Fast and Furious 10, right? Because that's what it comes down to. And yes, it does increase my excitement a little bit for Fast and Furious 10, even though I'm not super excited about this movie, just because I was really disappointed with the last movie. Even though the last movie was like a lot of fun and it basically became a superhero movie, and I was entertained by it. It was like a fun action flick, but it did, go very unrealistic, right? And that's the part that disappointed me a little bit because, it wasn't like the other Fast and Furious movies where even though there was, outrageous things in them, there was still some kind of believability. There was still some kind of, maybe this could happen in the real world. Once it got the Fast and Furious 9, you're just like, nah, this is not happening in the real world. This is totally fantasy, fictional, just complete superhero movie now with Vin Diesel pulling all the chains and taking out all those people. And wow, going to space, it just got really out there. So that kind of got me a little less excited for, Fast and Furious 10. But now that I see, okay, we got some more talent here. Okay, right? We got Daniela being added. That's good. We heard about Jason Momoa being added. That's good. So That's getting my excitement a little bit more going in the positive direction, so that's good. But once again, I'm still not like super hyped for this movie. I'm kind of in the middle range right now. But let me know in the comments below, are you excited for them to add Daniela to this movie? Does it increase your excitement at all for this movie? Are you even excited for Fast and Furious 10? Let me know that in the comments below. Now to get into our fifth and final and most important topic, and that's the rumors that Incredible Hulk might show up in a Deadpool 3. Wow, now this is not confirmed or anything. This information is brought to us by MovieWeb. And so the info we have here is we have an image that I believe was posted by Sean Levy, the director of Deadpool 3, and we can basically just kind of draw some conclusions based off of clues we see in the image, but really this is all just speculation. We're not going to be able to confirm anything with this at the moment. But let's take a look at the image. I'll definitely put it on screen here and let's see what we are seeing here, right? We got Mark Ruffalo and Ryan Reynolds that are laying next to each other just on the grass, kind of have some smiles. And so you can see, hey, you know what? Looks like you got both characters here, right? You got Deadpool, you got the Incredible Hulk. This could be pointing that they might be together in Deadpool 3. Now, yeah, this could have been a picture from the Adam Project, because remember, both of those actors were in the Adam Project. But also because maybe they did such a good job in the Adam Project that Sean Levy, the director, now wants to bring them over to Deadpool 3 again, right? A lot of times directors like working with certain talent. Once they get a good connection with certain actors, they want to keep bringing them into more projects that they're doing. So that could be for Deadpool 3. Mark Ruffalo did such a good job in the Adam Project. Let's now bring him into Deadpool 3. And so you can kind of see a crate next to them with some stickers on there, and you can see an Incredible Hulk sticker, and also there's a Deadpool sticker there towards the bottom. And so why are those stickers there? Is it really just to have fun and put those stickers on there and it's just a coincidence? Possibly. Or are they really trying to tease that, hey, you know what? We're going to see Deadpool and the Incredible Hulk together in Deadpool 3. I mean, this would be an awesome story idea for Deadpool 3 because, we want to take up Deadpool another notch, right? We want to bring it up another level. And you already had them fighting like a juggernaut in the last movie, right? And Juggernaut's a big villain. Well, how do we get bigger than the Juggernaut? Let's bring the Incredible Hulk. Why not, right? And then you could have Deadpool and the Incredible Hulk kind of throw down for an awesome action sequence. And yeah, none of them would really win, right? One of them would probably just give up once they kind of got tired and over it. And then maybe they become buddies, right? It becomes like a buddy cop movie. We've already seen the Incredible Hulk do that with Thor, like in Thor Ragnarok. But why not have Incredible Hulk now paired up with Deadpool, and then they have to take out some bigger threat in the movie, and then it just becomes like a fun buddy cop movie. It seems like that formula definitely has worked with Marvel before, so why not implement it in a Deadpool 3? Also, some other, things we can think about is why would they want the Incredible Hulk in this movie? Well, we've seen, Mark Ruffalo start to pop up in more Marvel projects, right? We saw him in a post-credit scene at the end of Shang-Chi, right? We've already seen him as the Incredible Hulk with Thor in Thor Ragnarok. Now, we know he's going to be in She-Hulk, okay? So he's starting to pop up more and more. And we know that he can't have his own standalone movie, right? With all the Universal rights. And I could do a full-on video of what the Universal rights, mean. If you want to see that video in the future, definitely let me know that. But yeah, due to those Universal rights, we can't have a standalone Hulk movie. So we have to have him appear in other Marvel projects, right? To be able to see the Incredible Hulk. A lot of people like the Incredible Hulk. He's a big name hero. So who would he be good to pair up with? In a Deadpool movie, right? Like I said, I think they could have some great action together. They could have some fun banter back and forth. Could you imagine, Mark Ruffalo doesn't want to bring the Hulk out, and you just have, Ryan Reynolds, Deadpool, just kind of like pushing his buttons, being like, hey, let's bring him out now, and just kind of agitating him on purpose. So then he gets so enraged, and then the Incredible Hulk comes out, and now it's like, okay, yeah, now it's time to get this party started here, right? So I could see that happening. Good banter jokes back and forth definitely could totally work in a Deadpool 3. And so I would definitely really like to see this, and this intrigues me quite a bit. Now, once again, this is not confirmed news. We don't know the Incredible Hulk is going to show up in Deadpool 3, but it does look like with this image, it's definitely a possibility that Sean Levy could be teasing that, right? Kind of get us talking about it in the online film fan community. What do we think of this idea? And, if everybody really likes this idea, right, and they start to hear this, then, hey, why not go ahead and put Incredible Hulk in Deadpool 3, right? Because they're probably still trying to, develop some of this story idea, and they could incorporate the Hulk into it. So I think that's really what the goal is of this picture. Get the online community talking, get us speculating, getting us excited, like, oh, we want to see the Incredible Hulk. And then that's how he gets incorporated into a Deadpool 3. But let me know in the comments below. Do you think we'll actually see the Incredible Hulk in a Deadpool 3? And would you be excited for that? And what would be some of your story ideas to go along with the Incredible Hulk and Deadpool? Let's have that movie discussion down below. So that will do it for another Mega Movie News Roundup episode. This was episode 11. Wow, if you missed any of those other Movie News Roundup episodes, definitely go and take a look at those. There's just been some great movie news stories in the past few months. Also, if you're just discovering the channel for the first time, make sure you subscribe right now. I'm going to get you tons of movie news, movie rankings, movie reviews, movie haul videos. You name it, we'll talk everything movies on this channel, and I don't want you to miss any of that entertainment value. So turn on that notification bell so you don't miss when I post a video.
Come on. Do it! Do it! Come on, come on!
Also, like the video, and this is Megamite the Movie Man, minding you to make every day a movie day.